That should block them in for at least a good while.
Hey y'all.
What's up?
Welcome back to
a
what
video.
platform are we on? YouTube. Video. Hi. How's it going?
We're back and ready to chit chat.
How's everybody's debt payoff going? I hope it's going great. If you missed our video a couple weeks ago, we just finished paying off $100,000 worth of debt in 20 months. And we're super excited for the next steps. That's what we're here to talk about today. I'm Katie, this is Cullen.
Woo!
And we have shared our whole journey along the way.
I'm not Alan.
I'm Pamela. If they're not on TikTok, they're so confused right now. That's where we've been spending a lot of our time. So you can also find us over on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
Instagram, Reels.
Yes, we're having a lot of fun over there too. But we're still here on YouTube at sharing our debt-free journey with you and our now saving journey. So in our last video,
journey.
Yes.
Oh, dogs in the way.
Every time we start filming, they said they need to go out. Last video, we answered some of y'all's questions that you had about our debt payoff journey, and then we're here to answer some more of them today. Tell you a little bit about what's next. Are we going to like save for an emergency fund first? Save for a house? We're currently renting. We do want to buy a house. We're gonna build. We're gonna buy. We're gonna go over budget. We're gonna live in a shack on the side of the road.
There were some people on my last reel, or one of my reels, where I was driving off into the distance, and they were like, But before we get into all of that goodness, today's video is sponsored by Green Chef. They have been so wonderful.
So wonderful.
Y'all have seen all of the videos in the past with us talking about them and all the probably stories on Instagram and stuff behind the scenes, because we are subscribers to it as well.
Yes,
so.
We've been using Green Chef for over a year. It's maybe been like a year and a half now. If you're not familiar, Green Chef is a USDA certified organic meal delivery kit service, and they have a variety of meal plan options from keto to vegan. We are currently doing healthy, balanced living. Balanced living is the one that we've been doing recently. When I was eating like more strictly keto, I was able to get those options. Basically anything that you want, they have, which makes it so easy when there's so much going on. Holiday season is coming up, and I know that's always a time for me when I'm like, I don't even know what we're gonna cook. I can't even cook it on top of like meal planning. So the fact that it all comes in a box with everything perfectly like portioned for what you need, so you're not buying a bunch of random ingredients, is amazing.
I'll go into the pantry some nights and I'm like, and then you're like, what about spaghetti? And then I'm like, oh yeah, Green Chef, and I'll pull out the 3 cards, and it's like we're at a restaurant, and I get to pick from a menu, and I'm like, look at this, look at this, look at this.
We were actually talking last night about how Cullen made, because Cullen's like, it's literally made him want to cook, and it's been so great for me because he cooks dinner. But it was the soup that you made, right? Isn't that the one?
That's the one that is on your screen now. Freaking
amazing, but it's like seasonal. Like this stuff is a good, like it's fall, you know? So soup was good. But we were talking about how I was like, we've been doing this, getting this meal kit delivery service for like a year and a half, and we've never had this meal before. There's always variety. They're always different, and that's what I love about it, because you don't get bored with anything. Actually, that's what Cullen loves about it. I could eat the same thing every night, but
I love the variety, and it gave me a good excuse to save up a little bit of extra cash and go buy a new cutting board. So I did that, and so
your cute little cutting board.
Now I just need some knives. I got a birthday coming up. Maybe I can get a new set of knives. Oh, we're getting so old. Anyway.
If y'all are interested in trying it out, you can go to greenchef.us/CullenandKatie125. So get this. This is the biggest discount that we've ever been able to offer y'all. It's $125 off plus free shipping on your first box, which like that's a really good deal.
That's awesome.
I say this every time. So if you haven't tried it yet, if you haven't, you've been waiting, like literally, go try it. You're not gonna lose anything by trying.
If anything, do it for the sauces. They have the best pre-made sauces that drizzle.
The sauce is always, it's amazing. Like, and you don't have to make up the sauce yourself. No. They like come in a little packet, and so good.
Yeah,
so good.
Y'all go check it out. What was that code again? And that
it was Cullen and Katie 125. So Cullen and Katie 125 is the code. You can go to greenchef.us/CullenandKatie125. Jumping into what's next on this budgeting journey that we're on. Questions that were asked, I asked a while ago on Instagram if you guys had questions, and there were several that were similar along the lines of like, what's next? Are you gonna stick with the baby steps or just save money as you want to? Are you going to do baby step 3, or are you going to do baby step 3A and 3B? So that's a really interesting
You
question.
had to like remind me what those were.
I had to remind myself because I was like,
So
okay, I know
what?
baby step 3 is a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. You want to save up 3 to 6 months of expenses for an emergency fund after you finish paying off your debt. And if you're also like simultaneously needing to save for a house, which is where we are. So we're renting right now, and 3A is saving up that 3 to 6 months of emergency fund, and 3B is then you start saving for your down payment before you move on to baby step 4, which is investing in like retirement. This is a hard one for me because it's been exciting actually in the past month of being debt free, as we've had like it took Alabama, the state of Alabama, a freaking million years to get our tax refund sent to us.
Oh yeah.
But we just got our tax refund check in for like last year's taxes, and we're able to put that all like in our savings account.
And it didn't have to go to a car payment or a other payment.
Credit card, like we got to keep
yeah.
it. We got to keep it. And we also didn't spend a lick of it. It went straight into savings. So I was like, okay, there we go. We got a little bit of money towards our down payment. And then I was like, oh, but wait, aren't supposed to have an emergency fund first? It's kind of like we've been on the same track for the past year of just paying off debt, paying off debt, paying off debt. Now it's like, okay, we have to actually make some decisions.
Yes.
Technically, the way you're supposed to do it is save up for 3 to 6 months first, and then save for the down
That's
payment.
a lot of freaking money, isn't it?
It is. So say your income for the entire month is, let's go with a round number. Let's just go like $1,000. Okay, say your income is $1,000 for the month. With your bills and everything, you only spend $800, and you're putting $200 in savings every month. Technically, is 1 month worth of expenses $800? Or are you trying to save $1,000 a month? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, what would be, so for, if your income every month is $1,000, then 3 months of expenses would be $3,000, or would it be like you take that $800? I don't know. Anyways, that's getting down to nitty gritty. But when we're trying to save up for a down payment and get there, I'm kind of like, I want to lean, you obviously want to be super prepared when you buy a new house. But in our situation, once we buy a house, our monthly expenses will be less because our mortgage payment will be less than what rent is. Because in most cases, it's like cheaper to buy a house than to rent a house.
Oh, it's such a toss up there too, though, because then you're like in charge of stuff.
That's why
So
you got to have that savings.
Your monthly expenses might not be less because then the refrigerator breaks or the air conditioner goes out, or
well, we'll hopefully be looking at like $500 to $800, hopefully maybe $500 less per month in like a mortgage or rent payment or whatever.
Oh, that should go to the next question or topic.
Well, yeah. So I guess my final thought on that is our goal is to save up at least 3 months of expenses and then save for the down payment on top of that. I don't want to go into buying a new house without a good, like, sturdy emergency fund.
Right.
That's the bottom line.
So we were looking at options. We've been walking around houses, new houses here in this neighborhood. We've kind of determined, our kids have determined, and the school system, everything has been determined, I think. Just that we want
to stay in this
neighborhood. We love it,
yeah. We love this neighborhood. We love our neighbors. There's so much we love about it.
So we were looking at houses that are being put up here, and then you started going online and looking like, oh, it'd be nice to have like an extra room, or
so I went through and was
share
like,
a bathroom.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But then,
well, I was picking floor plans. I was like, okay, so this one looks like not too crazy. And then I was starting to look at prices of them, and I was like, oh Lord. Like what? That's
just one extra bedroom, put your mortgage payment
right
up to what we, don't want it to be at.
I started calculating mortgage payments, and it was really easy to go back down that path of like, okay, well, we could spend like $50,000 more on this house to get this extra room, or like a 3-car garage versus a 4-car garage, so that we have room for a golf cart or a bunch bike or whatever. But then it was like, then our mortgage payment would go up to basically what rent is, or a little bit more, which technically we can afford that right now and still save money on top of it. But after our previous experience, I still am on the side of, I don't want to be in any situation where the mortgage payment would ever be too much. Like if it's a bad month, if like things are crazy, if we have another pandemic, or if like the internet falls apart and there's no more social media and we have to get new jobs, then we need a cushion in there, Right,
and ultimately I think like this type of thinking it helps anybody watching. Kind of like in the past when we're like, you said that there was several comments that you wrote about, thank y'all so much for saying this about not getting too big of a house. We were just about to sign the contract on a mortgage payment, and now seeing what y'all gotten yourselves into made us back out. And so I think that is hopefully helping y'all realize, like, I'm fine here. Like, we can make this work, I think.
Like, yeah, I think so. And I think too, like, at this point, we're still so fresh. Everything is so fresh that I can, like, feel physically, like, remember the feeling of what it felt like to be stuck in that situation and be like, never mind, we don't need any extra space at all. It's fine. We can live in like a 1-bedroom house and be okay. But I think it's nice to have those videos too for us to look back on, or for y'all if you're struggling with like deciding whether you want to buy a more expensive house or stick like within your budget. Like, go watch our emotion in the video when we talked about being about to lose our house, and it's like, I don't ever want to feel that way again. I mean, it gave me chill bumps just thinking of it. Like, I got legitimate chill bumps on my legs. Being like, I don't want to be
the banks will bend over backwards to make you get what you want, essentially.
Oh my gosh,
like, it's insane. Like, you can afford anything if you really want it.
They will get you this loan and that loan and work it this way and with this mortgage rate and this interest.
And make you feel good, so good about it.
This is so exciting.
You can easily pay this off. All you gotta do is this, and
just
this.
Just an extra $3,000 a month. No big deal.
No big deal. But then shit hits the fan and you're SOL. But oh my gosh.
So we're planning on sticking, I mean, ideally, like, I think we might have even said this before, is that we've realized that our house that we're living in now is like, we like just fit, you know, we just have enough room. And it's not, if you want to talk like dream house, it's not our dream house. I would like to have a little bit more space in certain areas, a little bit more yard, yada yada, but it's our dream life. And I would rather have our dream life where we can afford to travel some if we want to, where we can afford to maybe think about in the future saving up for a boat or a condo or something like that, instead of just putting all of our money into a dream house.
Yeah.
Like, that's not
literally being tied down. So with all that being said, are we gonna build or buy? Or do we know? Oh,
it's hard. Our lease at the current house that we're in now goes through May. Like, it's a school year term of lease. So we kind of have until then to decide whether we would want to like renew the lease, or whether, if we're gonna build or buy, we need to like start thinking about that now, which is where I got myself down the rabbit hole. And then I was like, stop, you don't even have like your 3 months of emergency fund. So we'll probably need at least another year to kind of get through that process. The kids are begging, like, can we please stay in this house? And I'm like, well, we don't own it, so I don't know. That would be fabulous. We'd love to buy this house, but I think one way or the other, we would get something of this size. If we did build, there's just so many options here. We wouldn't be doing any type of custom building right now for sure with our price range that we're looking at. If a few years down the road, once we get through all the baby steps and we're like, we just got extra money to like put towards something like that, then we might consider it. But
well, and another benefit of owning your house too is being able to do the add-on stuff if you wanted to. Like, we've had people in the neighborhood Facebook ask about redoing the showers, if they had a contact to redo some of the showers, or extending the patio out, or adding
like landscaping in the yard,
pergola out back.
Right.
That's always an option to make what you're currently in a little bit better and still save money in the process. And
then as far as there's several questions about like, what are our finance goals as far as like college savings, retirement, investing, and all of that. And in the line of following the baby steps, if you're not familiar with Dave Ramsey's baby steps, step number 3 is where we are, which is saving for the emergency fund, and then for the house. Step number 4 is investing 15% of your income for retirement. Step 5 is saving for college. Step 6 is paying off the house. And then step 7 is build wealth and give. So once we have like, we're kind of at a, like, we got to cross this bridge first. Once we have our emergency fund, once we've saved for a house and like have secured that house, then that's when we start investing. I'm pretty sure you simultaneously do 4 and 5. Like, you start automatically investing 15% of your income into retirement and then saving for the kids' college at the same time. I don't even have the mental space to like think about an actual goal for that right now. I'm like, let's get through where we are. It's kind of like with paying off debt, seeing that number grow in the savings account, as opposed to like before we were watching a number dwindle, and that was rewarding. Now we're watching a number grow, and it gives you motivation when you get like an extra, you know, whatever amount of money, like, or like, oh, we didn't spend all of our grocery budget this month. Like, that never happens. But like, let's put that towards our savings account, you know?
It's exciting. And speaking of other exciting news, we've talked about it, you talked about it kind of on your Instagram. We've got some stuff in the works that we might talk about on here next video.
Yeah, we have some cool stuff we're working on business-wise for us and our business, and for y'all.
And for y'all, yes. And I think Katie shared some of that with y'all. Yeah. And then some new rebranding stuff that we're working on too.
Yeah, I've been posting about that on Instagram.
So go follow us over there.
Follow
Stay tuned.
us on Instagram.
Check the links below.
If y'all have any other questions, share them with us in the comments. We'd love to continue like doing what we can to share our story and help y'all in any way that we can.
Don't use your credit cards. Live your dream life.
Keep going.
Dream house.
Yes, keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Always hope. Thanks for watching.
Forever.
And we will see you at TMS.
Get to the side. Bye.